So by now, I'm sure everybody's heard that Donald Trump did a disastrous interview with Fox News host Bret Baier that aired this week. And although Baier was not perfect during the interview, he did let Trump get away with some very stupid comments. He did a really good job of pushing back on a lot of what Donald Trump said. And of course, basically getting Donald Trump to admit to obstruction of justice by having Trump admit that he didn't return the boxes of documents because he had some of his personal stuff in there, and by God, he just didn't have the time to go through to separate the who from the what. But it was the moment I'm about to show you that really got me. This was the moment where Bret Baier became the first person in the media to actually properly push back against Donald Trump for his election claims. So, to his face, I should say. So take a look at this. This is Bret Baier just demolishing Donald Trump's election lies. Here it is.
What do you say to that female independent suburban voter who feels that way, to win her back?
First of all, I won in 2020 by a lot, okay? Let's get that straight. I won in 2020.
You know that this,
and if you look at all of the tapes, if you look at everything that you want to look at, you take a look at Truth to Vote, where they have people stuffing the ballot boxes on tapes, or
Mr. President,
let's go to recent. Well, wait a minute. Let's go to recent. FBI Twitter. Let's go to recent. The 51 agents, all corrupt stuff, Brett.
Understand about the Hunter Biden,
no, but
all
that's cheating
fair
on the
things.
election.
But
that's cheating on the election.
You lost the 2020 election.
Brett. You take a look at all of the stuffed ballots. You take a look at all of the things, including things like the 51 intelligence agents.
There were recounts in all of the swing states. There was not significant widespread
We're trying
fraud.
to get recounts, real recounts, not just numbers of votes
widespread
cast.
corruption. There was not a sense of that. There were lawsuits, more than 50 of them, by your lawyers, some in front of judges that you appointed.
Look at Wisconsin.
That came out with no evidence.
Wisconsin has practically admitted it was rigged. Other states are doing the same right now, and it's continuing.
There have been reviews of every potential case of voter fraud in 6 battleground states, and they found fewer than 475 cases.
You know why? Because they didn't look at the right things.
Okay,
Brad.
are you going to be
They were counting ballots, not the authenticity of the ballot. The ballots were fake ballots. You had this was a very rigged election.
Are you going to go? This is how you're going to tell that independent suburban woman voter to vote for you?
We're off to winning an election, and I think we're winning very well. I got a poll just recently. I have it here.
I know, and I watched the numbers.
Now, that was absolutely brilliant. I mean, everything Bret Baier said was correct. Everything Donald Trump said was a lie. But here's the thing. As I said, this is the first time that Donald Trump has gotten that kind of pushback to his face. I mean, Caitlin Collins, during that CNN town hall, did tell Trump, no, you lost the election. No, there wasn't fraud. But then she let it go. She was like, okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Bret Baier wasn't going to do that. Like, he wasn't going to let Donald Trump continuously sit there and lie to his face. And, of course, lie to all of the Fox News viewers. And I think the difference is Bret Baier knows how much those lies cost because he works for a network that just agreed to pay out close to $800 million for spreading the same kind of lies and conspiracy theories that Donald Trump was just spewing on the network. So it's not so much that Bret Baier was, being a good journalist and a good antagonizing host. It was, I don't want us to get sued again, so I better make sure everybody knows that none of this is true. I guarantee you, had Fox News not already agreed to that settlement with Dominion and wasn't still facing a case with Smartmatic, Bret Baier would not have pushed back that hard. But he had to. And it was the right thing to do, and I'm glad that he did it, right? You got to give credit where credit is due, and Bret Baier, of course, does in fact deserve credit for what he did right there. But he also brought up a really good point, right? How does spreading these election lies help you attract voters? Specifically, of course, he mentioned the suburban women who turned against Trump in 2020 and basically cost him the election. And that's a point that Donald Trump doesn't even think about, like he doesn't consider. Nothing that this man has done, whether it's the election lies or all of the lies about the investigations into him, or any of the things he's talked about in the last 2 or 3 years, none of it has attracted new voters. None of it. He is not doing a single thing to reach out beyond his MAGA base. And that's good, obviously, because we don't want him to gain new voters and get back into office. But at the same time, from a political standpoint, it might be the dumbest possible thing that a human being could do. Your coalition is already not as strong as it was the last time you ran for office. You can win a Republican primary with it, but you sure as hell won't be winning any general elections if the only people you appeal to are the craziest of the crazies. Again, you can soar to a victory in a primary all day with that, but eventually you're going to have to face the real public, and that is where, as Bret Baier points out, Donald Trump is having a really hard time attracting new people. One of today's video sponsors is ZBiotics Company, makers of the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. ZBiotics is a probiotic drink that was engineered by a team of PhD microbiologists, and it works by breaking down the byproduct of alcohol that's responsible for rough mornings after drinking. If you find that having just a few drinks in the evening while at dinner or while hanging out with friends, it leaves you feeling a little worse for wear the next day, then you really need to give ZBiotics a try. And you can order today to ensure that it arrives before the 4th of July holiday. ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. And here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. ZBiotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. It's designed to work like your liver, but in your gut, where you need it the most. Just remember to drink ZBiotics before drinking alcohol, drink responsibly, and get a good night's sleep to feel your best tomorrow. Now, I personally have made ZBiotics a solid part of my plans, and it's great for when I know that I'm going to have just a couple drinks around the pool in the hot Florida sun, and I don't feel run down or beat down the next morning. It really is a great product. So order ZBiotics now to get it in time for the 4th of July weekend. Go to zbiotics.com/ROF to get 15% off your first order when you use ROF at checkout. ZBiotics is backed with 100% money-back guarantee, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember, head to zbiotics.com/ROF, use the code ROF at checkout for 15% off, and thanks to ZBiotics for sponsoring this video.